Hey guys, want to talk about what I think is maybe the most important situation in fighting. BJ Penn called the technical stand-up, getting up off the ground when someone's standing above you, the most important move in fighting a long time ago. And want to talk about, couldn't show the video because of copyrights, but I want to talk about the Erik Anders versus Tim Williams fight. So uh, Williams got knocked down, was on his back for a second, and then started sitting up to do a technical stand-up. Now, that is the right choice if you have enough space between you and your opponent. If you don't, it is absolutely the wrong choice. So we'll see kind of from another angle. He gets up. His technique is fine, pulling that leg out behind him, but the timing is totally off, and he ends up paying for it. Gets head kick knockouted. Um, so did not go well for him. Can't show that video, but for the OGs in the crowd, maybe you know or have seen this fight, Rimuno Sato versus Pedineras. This is actually BJ Penn's old MMA coach, maybe current. So Sato, again, was on his back, was actually safe when his knees were by his chest, but so yeah, he can get beat up in the legs, but there's no risk of getting knocked out. So he's safe here, and then he makes the mistake of sitting up to his elbow. We'll see in a second here. So he was fine, and that's when he sits up on his elbow that boom, gets hoofed in the face, and then it's not a good night for him. So we actually talked about this in class with some of our fighters. Because this is something we cover in our BJJ 101, like basics. It's actually lesson 2, how to not get hit from the bottom. And so one of our fighters, Prince Banny, who ended up fighting last weekend, a week after we discussed this, ended up in this same situation. He was actually dominating the whole fight. He's here in the black shorts, had his opponent's back, slipped off, was attacking an armbar, and then we'll see here his opponent tries to stand above him. Now, he does exactly what we talk about, get his feet onto the guy's hips to control distance. Because the guy committed his weight, he was able, check this out, to actually send him flying and create enough distance to try to sit up. But we talk about if you try to sit up but you realize you haven't created enough distance, so here you see Prince tries to sit up, recognize the guy's a little too close. It's not safe to stand. You have to, as Prince wisely did, lie back to your back to stay safe. So yes, you can get kind of hit in the legs. You can hit back from there, though. I mean, this guy's risking a head kick there. Prince controls the distance again with foot on the hip and then goes beautifully into one of his signature techniques. Classic heel hook. Boom. Fight is over. And he won the fight, which is wonderful, but number one, he was safe. So want to see great fights, but don't want to see anyone get hurt needlessly. So please share this video with any fighters you know have to have their basics down just to not get hurt. And for anyone interested in learning jiu-jitsu for the first time if you're in Toronto, this Saturday, September 29th, we've got a free intro to jiu-jitsu workshop at OpenMat MMA from 11 to 1. Shoot us an email at welcome@openmat.ca, and we'll see you on the mats.